We're at the round of 16 now. 2 games for you on Saturday. Italy taking on Switzerland, and it's Germany against Denmark. Just a reminder, this is how the bracket looks. Obviously, we've talked at length about the side that you want to be on. Italy and Switzerland are on the nice side, Germany on the not-so-nice side. They're favourites to advance. The winner of that tie against Denmark will take on Georgia. Well, let's go into a bit more detail, taking a look at how Germany have fared so far in this tournament. Of course, started so strong, didn't they, against Scotland? You could argue they've got worse as they've gone on, or as the opponents have got stronger. But they've scored more goals than anyone else, more possession than anyone else, more shots than anyone else, and have created more chances than anyone else. As we welcome from Germany, Gab Marcotti is with us. Gab, what's the feeling amongst the Germans going into this tie?
There is a sense that all those stats that you were rattling off are true, but equally there's also a sense that they've probably played worse teams than everybody else. And obviously against Switzerland, where they needed that late equalizer, a Swiss side that really is very happy not having possession. So I think there is a sense that maybe some tweaks are needed. Obviously, Jonathan Tah suspended for this game. There's talk of Nicholas Füllkrug and maybe Nagelsmann rejiggering thing ahead of this tie.
Füllkrug would be like for like with Havertz, Gab?
Yeah, some people have floated the idea, what if he messes around a little bit and maybe you play Havertz with Füllkrug? I have no idea how that would work, though, in terms of width. Havertz would be coming in for Wirtz based on some of the scenarios that people have put out there. Personally, I'd be very surprised if he does that. He's been loath to really put his faith in Füllkrug. I think he's comfortable with Füllkrug coming on later in games. It's just something that we've seen, and especially sending him on together with Leroy Sané, who, of course, is a legitimate wide man. You know, unlike perhaps Musiala and Wirtz, or maybe number 10s who play out wide.
Why would you tinker too much, if at all? It might not be perfect, but there was 2 wins. And then the draw against Switzerland wasn't perfect, but qualification was achieved by that time. And, yeah, maybe it was 2 of the weaker teams in Scotland and Hungary, but it's not the only group.
Sure.
Apart from the Spain, Italy, Croatia group, there's been a few, and England being in one of them, Belgium being another one. Pretty weak group, so you can only do what you do. And I don't really see any need to go Füllkrug or Füllkrug Havertz. I think he'll probably go how he did, certainly in the first 2 games, and just look for a bit more out of this team with Füllkrug doing what he does pretty well, which is come off the bench as a big physical presence if the game's tight, which I don't think it will be, by the way. Denmark are all right, but you feel now this is, the knockout stage. Germany know what's at stake. Denmark are limited. And I just don't see Germany making a mess of this. I really don't.
Yeah, how much do you read into that Switzerland game, considering they're already through, Stevie? They knew the situation. They knew where they were.
Well, I don't think the Germans probably approached it any different. It just didn't quite work out the way they wanted it to. And I think there's no question. I certainly don't think there's any question. He knows he's starting 11, and that's Havertz with Wirtz and Musiala. So I think it's a fantastic situation to be in a position where you can put on a team to outplay the opposition. And if it's not working for whatever reason, you can completely change and go at it a completely different way, bringing on Sané wide and putting Füllkrug up the middle. So I think Nagelsmann's in a great spot where he can pick and choose. I'm with Craig. I don't see him changing it at all. They're going to try and outplay them. And let's be honest, Denmark are, I don't want to disrespect them, but Denmark's a stuffy side that will just stick at it.
Right.
They don't have many weapons that are really going to hurt you. So really it's about Germany. And as I said, the beauty of Germany is they can go about it in 2 completely different ways.
I think Germany are somewhere in between. They're in the middle of where those who got carried away after the opening match thought they were. Yeah. And then the final group game against Switzerland, who are the second best team in the group. And it was a close thing, by the way. They are a more than decent side. Obviously, they've got a big game against Italy tomorrow, and that's a close call. They have some quality players all over the field. They haven't got the deepest squad, but the quality. They've got some quality. And I think Germany are somewhere in the middle of the hysteria of the 5 goals against Scotland, and then how they finished the group stage. And as long as they can accept that, I think they'll be all right. Denmark look better again, and particularly in that, if we look at the game against the other big team, which is England, you have to say England made them look good. England made Denmark look better than what they are. As Stevie said, they're stuffy, they're limited, they don't quite have the quality and depth that they had 4 or 5 years ago. But not to say that they don't have a chance, they do. But if Germany play really well, and more importantly, defend well, because they're limited, Denmark, in that final third, you got to see Germany going through.
How much of a surprise would it be if the hosts get knocked out tomorrow, Gab?
Oh, I think it would be a huge surprise. For the reasons you said, Denmark do not come across as a particularly good team. It also has to be said, if you rewind, 6 months, 9 months, there wasn't a lot of faith around this Germany team, and I think Nagelsmann has managed to generate some more buzz, some more excitement out of it in a short time. But I think that Switzerland game, I think it's being treated like a bit of a wake-up call here because, while it's true that they were already through to the next round, they came within minutes of not winning their group, which means that, then they would have ended up with a different draw on the other side of the draw. So there actually was a lot of stake in that game, and it was important to them to go and equalize. And I actually see some parallels between Switzerland and Denmark in the way that they play, in the fact that they can be a canny side. They're a side that doesn't really go away, a side that can punish mistakes. So I think that is part of the reason why Nagelsmann's not taking any chances and really examining all options.